Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. It is called Queen's Daily Bread, and I'm Queen, and I'm going to share my daily bread with you guys. Um, Spirit of the Lord has been inspiring me and convicting me to start this channel for a long time. It pretty much started with me going to my little sister's house, me and her starting to talk, and the Spirit of the Lord just taking over. From there, she started recording me and posting it on Facebook, and I recognized that a lot of people were actually listening to it, watching it, and benefiting from it. So that was a few years ago. Um, and a lot of things had just been happening since then to where I wasn't able to fully focus on committing myself to doing anything of this nature. However, times have changed. And now I am committing myself to coming on here daily and sharing the word with you guys, as well as whatever else the Spirit of the Lord leads me to discuss. Okay. So I have a devotional book that I partake in daily, and I'm going to share that with you guys. I'm going to share the scriptures that are recommended to be read for the day, as well as the devotional part of it, so that you can understand what the scripture is actually pertaining to. Um, it is my goal to encourage, uplift, support, and serve as a testimony that God can. He can deliver, He can restore, He can renew, He can redeem. And for anybody who knows me personally, you know that I have had a very close walk with the Lord all my life because of the unfortunate circumstances that I have been forced to live through. So I had to develop a close walk with the Lord just to be able to be sitting here in front of you today. So we're going to jump into the devotional, which is for July 20th, Deliverance from Death, Psalms 116, 1 through 19. I'm not going to read all of it because it's a lot. However, I am going to read 1 through 4, and then I'll read the devotional. Okay? So, Psalms 116, 1 through 4 says, I love the Lord because he has heard my voice and my supplications, because he has inclined his ear to me. Therefore, I will call upon him as long as I live. The pains of death surrounded me. The pangs of Sheol laid hold of me. I found trouble and sorrow. And then I called upon the name of the Lord. Oh Lord, I implore you to deliver my soul. And the devotional reads, the psalmist cried out to the Lord in the midst of trials he feared might cost him his life. Dishonest men were pursuing him like hounds, and death seemed imminent. But God answered his prayers and rescued him from his adversaries. The psalmist was free from another dangerous situation in this psalm. The fear of death is an inner foe that we all struggle with all of our lives. In verse 15, we see these external trials have also been tools of God to release the psalmist from their inner trial. God, getting God's perspective on death is liberating in our lives. Like the psalmist, we often do not get the perspective without going through the fire of trials. In God's sight, death is a beautiful thing because in heaven, his children see that his glory far outweighs anything in this life. Christ has defeated death. So this ancient adversary is no longer to be feared. I think that is very inspirational, and it gives hope because right now we're living in such an uncertain time with all of these natural disasters and epidemics and different variants of, not to mention just the stress of day-to-day life, just dealing with being a mother. dealing with being a sister, dealing with being an auntie, grandma, uncle, dad, cousin, friend, spouse, all of those pressures of life that we all have to go through on a daily basis is a lot. It's a lot. And then you add on health complications and different conditions that may put your life, so to speak, in jeopardy. But scripture says that in death, first of all, Jesus Christ has already conquered death. So you don't have to worry about once I die. Once you die, you'll be free from this body, which is the only thing that limits you. This is the only thing that limits you. So once you see death from God's perspective, then you are no longer afraid of it. You no longer allow it to haunt you. You no longer allow it to control you and keep you from walking in your purpose and fulfilling your destinies. Um, Recently, I've been going through a lot of different medical issues where my life was in jeopardy. I was in the ICU for days looking up at myself. But in the process of that, I realized that God is in control and that He has purpose for my life and He ain't done with me yet. I'm thankful. Glory be to God. I'm thankful that He's not done with me yet. I'm thankful that He has purpose for me and that He chose to keep me here. I still have little children that I'm raising. I still have brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews and just a lot of obligation and responsibility that I know I have to be here for. So I'm thankful that He chose to restore me and lift me up off that hospital bed and return me to who He created me to be. I'm thankful for that. I recently have lost several people. One of my cousins recently passed away, and we grew up together. We hadn't really been in close contact lately since we've been grown, but I love her. I loved her. I love her. I had a lot of love in my heart for her. We grew up together as children, so we were close. She stayed on one street, I stayed on the next. So when, and it was a sudden death, sudden and tragic. And she was young and she had children, and it was very devastating for me to learn that she had passed on. Um, which is another reason why I value my life, my health, my strength, the activity of all my limbs and my right mind. Every morning when I wake up and I get on my knees and I talk to my Father, I thank Him for waking me up. I thank Him for giving me the breath of life. I thank Him for being able to move my arms and my legs and walk and talk and don't have to need no assistance with that. That in itself is a blessing. Just that. Not even the roof over my head, the clothes on my back, the food to eat, the amenities and the luxury. None of that. Just the the stuff people take for granted. We have to get back to that because it's important. It's important that you recognize that you couldn't do that yourself. It's important that you acknowledge the fact that God woke you up and started you on your way. Despite what you did, what you said, how you felt yesterday, last night, whatever, He woke you up today. Um, it's a scripture right here that I keep on my wall to remind myself. And it says, so teach us to number our days that we may present to you a heart of wisdoms. And that is Psalms 90 and 12. And it also has a little poem on here that says, I pray you'll never forget that each day is a gift. That's why they call it the present. The present. So let's not take for granted our present because it's precious. And we couldn't have earned it. See, that's the thing about grace. Grace is granted to you. Mercy is given unto you. You can't earn either one. You can't earn either one. And God is really working with me in my life. He's really working with me in my life and showing me that He is real in my life and He has purpose for me as well as everyone else. He's also showing me how we are all connected. Like I've heard that said a few times and it made sense, that we're all one, everything is connected, everyone is a part of everything. But now that I'm actually conscious and aware to the fact that we're all connected, everything is a part of everyone is a part of everything. And when you start realizing that, you will take better care of others and other things because ultimately it's you. It's like the light pops on and you realize that that's why they say do unto others as you'd have others do unto you, because ultimately we are all one. We are all connected in some form or fashion, in some intricately woven design. Like it's very intentional. The God that I serve, He's very intentional. He's very intentional. So we have to start being more aware of that and act accordingly. Act accordingly. Have compassion for those who may not even deserve it for no other reason that you would want someone to have compassion with you. Just the little things. It sounds like they're really not that major or significant, but in all actuality, they're the most significant. That's another thing that I'm learning. The things that seem like it really don't matter. Those are the most significant things in life sometimes. The little decisions lead to the ultimate decisions. You see? It's crazy, but it's true. It's very, very, very true. So I had to take this opportunity to drop this jewels on y'all, share this daily bread with y'all, and let you know that it's going to be okay. We're going to make it because that's what God willed. Like that is just what it's going to be. We're going to be okay no matter what life throws at you. As long as you wake up and you on this side of the dirt, you still have opportunity. You still have purpose. Yeah, you do. You still have purpose. It don't matter how bad it look or how bad it feel or what the devil want to make you associate with, relate to. It's okay. And just keep telling yourself, everything is working for my good. Everything is working for my good. It don't matter if I understand it. My grandmother, one of her favorite quotes was, lean not to your own understanding. And when I was younger, I understood what she meant. But at the same time, I didn't grasp the concept of leaning not to your own understanding. I thought it was kind of ignorant because I felt like if not your understanding, then whose? But what she was saying is it's such a much bigger picture than what you're able to see. You have a perspective that has been narrowed because you have been limited to so much amount of information. However, God, He knows it all. He knows the parts you didn't hear. He knows the parts you didn't see. He knows it all. So his perspective is the perspective that actually moves things and catapults things and controls things. So things may happen and you're not able to see what's necessarily happening or not happening because your perspective is limited. Trust and have faith that the God that you serve knows everything. He knows everything, down to every hair that you have on your head. They're numbered. So if he don't know everything, I don't know who do. And you can trust in that. You can trust in that. You can rest assured in that. Just like when you riding with somebody who you know can operate a vehicle well. You don't really flinch, or you can kind of lay back, put your seatbelt on, and kind of just chill. But when you're riding with somebody who don't really know how to operate a motor vehicle that well, you're kind of anxious and apprehensive. And that's because when you know who's driving and who got the wheel, you can fall back and breathe easy. It's no need to upset yourself and have yourself all tense and worried and looking over your. It's no need for that because you know who has the wheel. Trust in it. Trust in him. Know that as long as he's driving, you're going to arrive on time, and in style. You're going to get exactly where you're supposed to go, exactly when you're supposed to get there. And when you get there, you're not going to look like you've been through what you've been through. So trust God. Have a blessed day. I'm sending everybody love and light. Like, seriously, I'm sending you love and light, positive energy, high vibration. Stay motivated, stay encouraged. Love and light. Peace and blessings, y'all. Until tomorrow.